Meine Damen und Herren, wir leben.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Last week, I asked some journalists who had been with me in Brazil, who among you would like to stay here? No one raised their hand.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir leben.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Last week, I asked some journalists who had been with me in Brazil, who among you would like to stay here? No one raised their hand. They were all happy that, above all, we had returned to Germany from that place we had been in, on the night from Friday to Saturday.
I
look forward to meeting President Lula again. We had a very good personal meeting in Belém. This afternoon, German Environment Minister Carsten Schneider had talks with President Lula, and I asked him to convey my warm regards to President Lula. I expect that we will have another good conversation in South Africa, completely unburdened. I said that Germany is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and President Lula will probably accept this. So I must repeat that the German Chancellor did not express any displeasure. He said that we live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and he was referring to Germany. And I can say once again that Brazil is certainly one of the most beautiful countries in the world too. But I don't think it's reprehensible for the German Chancellor to establish a slight hierarchy here. And what he saw, I described earlier. It was a very short day. He spent a long time in the conference center, and in the evening there was actually a short detour to a restaurant in the Amazon Delta, where, incidentally, he followed the advice of the Brazilian president and ate Brazilian food, and it was very good. Germany has a strategic partnership with Brazil. Bilateral cooperation is close and based on trust. And in this respect, the Chancellor's impression of this short trip to Latin America was very positive indeed. Let me say a few words about the sentence that has been presented in an incriminating light. The remark essentially referred to the delegation's desire to return home after a very tiring night flight and a long day in Belém. And when the Chancellor says, "We live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world," that does not mean that other countries are not also very beautiful. But I think it suits the German Chancellor quite well to describe Germany as one of the most beautiful countries in the world. But that was not yet an answer to the question of whether he will apologize, as he had been asked to do, and whether you considered there to be damage to the relations. No to both.